On Friday, September 27th, thousands of protesters gathered at Queen's Park to strike for climate justice. Greenpeace Canada estimates that roughly 15,000 to 50,000 people attended the protest in Toronto. This was one of 140 climate strikes across Canada. According to 350.org, 7.6 million people were striking in countries all across the world. The protest was organized by the S27 Coalition. The collective is made up of various activist groups such as Fridays for Future Toronto, Greenpeace Canada, and Toronto 350. Mia Sanders of Climate Justice Toronto spoke to us about the coalition's demands for the strike.
Some of the demands include Indigenous sovereignty, no worker left behind, futures for all, universal public services and infrastructure.
Many of the speakers at the strike were Indigenous. A large emphasis was placed on the role of Indigenous communities as leaders in the fight against the climate crisis.
Indigenous sovereignty must include communities impacted by Canada's climate crimes. Indigenous people have been violently removed from our homelands and assimilated in order for these companies to run today. These companies are exposing us to toxic chemicals every day on stolen native land.
If we kind of look at the extractive capitalist system that we all live under today, fossil fuel, industry, poor working conditions, all of these systems are the result of centuries of colonialism and kind of the violence of the Canadian nation state.
Bella Lynn of Toronto 350 talked about how Canada's colonial history is at the root of the current climate crisis.
We have a long history of racial injustice, of colonialism in this country, and it is way far past time that we work to address that history and that contemporary reality.
There are other ways of living. We can transition to renewable energy. We can give people full workers' rights. So leaders just need to invest in our communities and our futures and not in corporations.
Thousands of people showed up to the strike today.
People of all ages came to demand for immediate climate action from the federal and provincial government.
For RUTV News, I'm Cheyenne Bola.
And I'm Natalie Mitchie.